Welcome back. I'm Roy with Rugged Badger Racing and Team Parts Badger. We are up in the mezzanine of our shop because we have something exciting to share, which is our new tire machine. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know we go through a lot of tires, which you can actually see some of them here. Especially moving to 2 race cars, we knew we were going to go through a lot of rubber and we wanted to save some money. That's why we decided to get this tire machine. Now, I personally haven't had a chance to use this machine, but we have Marvin here, who's now our tire expert. Now, Marvin, have you used a tire machine before we got this one?
Yeah, I've used a couple. I work in circle track racing too, so it's a little different. Tires are a little bit easier to use, but these have been good so far on the new machine.
So how long have we had this machine now?
A couple months, I think.
Okay.
So it's been working good so far. We got it off Amazon and hooked everything up and got started.
All right, and how many tires have we mounted so far? I see a lot just in this area.
Yeah, over 20 already, including, I mean, if you count mounting and dismounting, it's probably somewhere in the range of 40 to 50, and it's been working great so far.
All right, let's get a tire mounted. All right, so we just set the rim on and we're good to go, huh?
Yep. 3-arm machine.
3-arm, what does that mean?
It means that you have an arm to kind of support the tire as you're trying to mount it. You have the arm that actually mounts the tire itself. And then this is just to help with mounting as well. But basically it takes, the human input out of it entirely. So it's close to automating mounting a tire as you can get. It makes it way easier than some of the older style machines. Now these are low profile tires. They're pretty stiff rubber. As far as tire mounting goes, this is a pretty difficult tire to get on. Even when we tried other machines in the past before we got this one, it was really difficult to get tires on. So I'll show you here in a second. It's way easier having this nice new.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, so you reached out to some of your circle track buddies to get our tires mounted before, right?
I did, yeah.
And then what type of machine did they have?
So they had something similar with the drop down arm. A lot of the new machines, at least from the last couple decades, are similar in that regard. But they didn't have these assisting arms, and that's what made it so difficult. So I'll show you in a second. The first bead goes on really easy on a new rim especially, but the second one's a lot more difficult without this helper arm, so I'll show you here as we get started.
We'll put an outlet in. All right, so first bead looks super easy.
Yeah. Now the second bead, this is usually when things get difficult, because you have to throw your whole body at it as it's rotating. It becomes really difficult to manage. But what's nice is we have this little helper arm now. It's all pneumatic, and it pulls it below that mounting system here. And then all you really have to do is put just a little bit of pressure there. And
So what's the third arm for it?
Generally, that's when you're getting the tire off after you dismount. You're going to want to hold the tire up to get that first speed that's really easy to go on. It becomes really difficult to get off. That can hold up that side of the tire as you're trying to wedge it off, and you use this arm here.
Okay.
When you're getting tires dismounted. I don't actually have any tires to dismount, so we'll have to do that another time.
All right. So we're done, right? I mean, just put air in it?
Yep, put air in it, put it on the balancer.
And this thing had like one of those bead blaster things too, right?
It does, but luckily these tires don't need it. If we were like stretching a tire, like if you're really into stance culture, that was big back in the day. So you put a 195 tire on a 12-inch rim. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, like 4 years ago.
Yeah, right. So yeah, if you want that street cred, you put a 195 on a 12.5-inch rim, then you're going to need that bead blaster. But
to be fair, we've never tried a 195. Maybe we should give that a go.
I don't know. I think contact
Maybe
patch,
they're onto something.
Yeah, I don't know. Contact patch and using the full tire is probably better. So we're going to stick with tires and rims that are meant to go together.
Fair enough. All right, so we just put air in it?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go?
Yep. So we got...
So this thing came with a balancer too, right?
It did. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, this thing's a bargain of the century. I don't do a lot of shopping for tire machines, but this thing seems to be a great deal. Everything works exactly as advertised. As far as the balancer goes, I mean, it's not like a brand new state-of-the-art Ranger system, but I mean, for what we're doing in the hobbyist space, we don't really need something like that. That's more meant for commercial applications and a bunch of different tire sizes and things like that. But honestly, for what we paid, this thing's super capable. So we'll turn this thing on. I just happen to have these settings memorized because we've been using it quite a bit lately. So that's the back spacing. We have the width of the rim, which we're running 9.5s, and then you also have the diameter. We're running 15, so it's a 15 by 9.5, 25 mil offset, and then that back spacing measurement is just to the inside lip here. You have this little tool, just check it. So now we're ready to balance it. This is a brand new rim. Generally I try to check to make sure there aren't any these little lead weights on there already, but in this case, because it's new, there won't be. So get started.
So what's that telling us right there?
So most tires from factory, even on a brand new rim like this, aren't going to balance out perfectly. And so what this is telling us is where to put lead weights. There's these little 1/4 ounce weights that we're going to put on the tire, or on the rim, I'm sorry. And that's going to make sure that at high speeds, when we're going down the front stretch at NCM, we're not going to experience any vibration in the car. So this tells me where...
Well, not any vibration from the tire anyway.
Right. So this tells me where to apply the weights and how much to apply.
So from when we got this, how long did it take you to kind of figure out the machine? Like how many wheels did you have to mount before you kind of figured this all out?
Probably like a good 2 or 3 sets to really get efficient at it. So maybe 12 wheels total. It's not something that I had done a whole lot of before. Like I said, the racing that I've done prior to road racing with Parts Badger was a very different style of racing, different style of tire. We use steel rims instead of aluminum. So I mean, there's just so many different variables that I hadn't been familiar with. So it took a little bit, but it's really easy to use now. Just retighten it, make sure everything's good. We'll rebalance, see how good I did. I still got still wants a 1/4. Pretty much in the same spot, so watching me try to peel a sticker. Make sure everything's tight.
So pretty well-known brand here. Zinckong? Zinckong? Is that how you pronounce that? How's your Mandarin?
Not good. But we also have a state-of-the-art, your guess is as good as mine, air gauge here that came with the tire machine.
Pajasso?
Something like that.
Pujazo?
So just to make sure we got ourselves a nice new Joe's air gauge. Just to double check and make sure everything's where we need it to be.
Fair enough.
So this tire's all balanced now. We have the lead weights applied, so we can take this off. But before we do, what we've been doing is trying to inventory tires a little bit better since we have 2 cars now. We have a lot of tires going on and off the race car over the course of the weekend. So we build out a system so that we know exactly what was where. If anything bad were to happen to a tire, say it starts delaminating or any sort of issue related to how the car's handling, we can now pinpoint it to what tire and wheel combination was on the car at that time. Another consideration is if there's any wheel-to-wheel contact, issues with cars contacting us or us contacting other cars, or anything else that could potentially happen to cause a wheel to bend, break, crack, we can now pinpoint that, trace it more accurately, and make sure that we don't have anything that's unsafe going back on the race car. We also going to be putting the dates on the back when these got mounted.
That's it.
You do that 27 more times and you have enough tires for a weekend.
There we go. So 11 minutes. Not bad with all the narration as well. So the labeling system you have on these, PB 25, 26. We don't have 26 rims, do we?
We have more than that. We have 29.
We have 29, 27. So then this one must be, oh, let's see, 19. 29 rims, wow. All right. So now you're mounting the RT660s. And then over here we have, I saw some RS4s. I think these are the RS4s, the new ones. And then we have Contis right here.
Yep.
These are the new Extreme Continental Force tires as well. So, got a lot of tire testing to come. We're going to be back-to-backing the RS4 as well as the Extreme Contact Force. Let's see what we can do as far as results to replicate some of the tests that we're seeing out there. All right, so we've been using this to mount tires for our race car, but that's not all, right?
Yeah, so we've also done trailer tires. I think Nick did a set of his street tires on his Dodge Durango, so you can do all sorts of stuff with it. It's pretty much well equipped to do anything that would go on a standard street car, or in this case, a race car.
All right, so suffice to say that this was a really good buy, huh?
It might be my favorite buy of the year so far, at least the race season. The only other thing I think I might like a little bit more is the new wrap we put on the car, so hopefully you guys can see
Oh,
that.
God. Him in this wrap. I prefer duct tape. He wanted to do a wrap. The car does look nice. They haven't seen that yet. We'll see if this video comes out with the new car with the wrap or this one first, but we'll see.
All right.
All right, well, thanks, Marvin. I appreciate you sharing about the Zing Kong tire mounter and balancer. Yeah, I think this comes out of Texas, right? Zing Kong. No, but Amazon, $2,000? No, $3,000. It's $3,000 all in.
Yeah.
A little under, like 2,800, something like that. And then we're getting charged like $50 to mount, balance, or dismount, mount, balance, and then dispose, right?
Correct. Yeah, so we still need to figure out disposal, but other than that, this seems like a great buy. It should pay for itself in a few races.
Yeah. I think we'll do disposal after this one. I did find a website. I think it's $3.50.
Sounds like
So,
a good deal to me.
Yep, we'll load up the trailer, we'll take all the tires down and dispose of them. So, all right. Well, if you like this content, please remember to like and subscribe below. I appreciate everybody for watching.